Man, long time no see, kiddos. It's been a little while since we've done some math, but I think it's time to kind of get after it, get back into the swing of things. This week's going to be a little different just because I only see you for a short amount of time per period. This week is kind of a little bit of a transition period, so we're not going to do a quiz at the end of the week. We're just going to do two short lessons, one lesson today, and then our next class period we'll do another lesson. So I'll try and keep this as short as sweet as possible. I'm pretty sure this is lesson 16. Okay, I threw that at the top. I could make it a little bigger. I probably should, just so you can see it. Boom, okay, lesson 16. And this is really piggybacking off what we've been doing before, which is that all angles in a triangle add up to 180, right? We did that right before spring break, and we're going to jump into it right after spring break. It's really the same concept. Okay, so just knowing that all angles add up to 180, it doesn't, the kicker here for this type of question is typically what we saw in the past is, this is a little bit of a refresher lesson, a little bit of review, is, but it said X, find X, right? That's what they asked us to do on our last lesson. They said find X. Now what's different, let's kind of look at what's going on here. What's different is they're asking us to find the measure of angle A. So what today's lesson looks like is it just looks like last week's lesson, right? But right before spring break, plus one extra step. Okay, so we've got one extra step. So let's kind of go ahead and I'm going to do a couple problems just to kind of as a refresher, and then I'm going to have you kids do some practice problems. So knowing what we knew, we add up all our angles, this angle plus this angle plus this angle, right? And we set them equal to 180 degrees. It's the same thing, right, for every single triangle. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's say x plus 57 plus x plus 68 plus 75 equals 180, right? Okay, at this point we need to combine like terms. So we've got x, we've got x. Do we have any other x's? No. So it looks like 2x plus, and look what we've got here, 57, 68, and 75. Yikes. So give me a second. I'm actually going to pull up my calculator. And we have 57 plus 68 plus 75, 200. Okay, so 2x plus 200 equals 180. We got to subtract that 200 to the other side, right? Minus 200 minus 200. And we get 2x equals what? Negative 20? Divide 2, x equals negative 10. Okay, now typically in the past that would be our answer. You'd say x equals negative 10. Okay, life is good. I'm done. Bing, bang, boom, right? Okay, but we need to plug that guy into, if you remember, it says find the measure of angle A. So we're looking for angle A. So we have to take our negative 10 and we substitute them in here for x in our angle A. So negative 10 plus 57 is just 47. So angle A equals 47 degrees. Boom. Okay, that should be like a super refresher from last week. Like some of you kids, you'll watch that one problem and you'll just know what to do. Like, oh, I know what to do. I'm good. Lesson over. Okay, but I think it's important that you just take a couple minutes, stick with me for a couple minutes, and let's do a couple practice problems together. Okay, so knowing that really this lesson is just an extension of our last lesson that we did right before spring break. Okay, why don't you kids go ahead and try question number 2 on your own. Okay, so let's do a couple problems and then this lesson will be over. It'll be short and sweet. Okay, but why don't you try number 2 on your own and then press pause, see what you get, and when you're done, press play. Okay, so same concept. We add them all up and we set them equal to 180. Okay, so we've got 43 plus 6x plus 12 plus 8x minus 1 equals 180. Okay, we got to combine like terms. Okay, what do I have here? I have a 6x and I have an 8x, so that looks like I've got 14x. And now we've got all these other terms, right? We've got a 43, a 12, minus 1. I think I can do this one in my head, right? So 43 plus 12 is 55, minus 1 is 54. So I think it's plus 54 equals 180. Okay, we got to subtract 54 from both sides. And I think we have 14x equals 130, 126, maybe. And let's see if I did this math right. We got to divide both sides by 14. So 126 divided by 14. 126 divided by 14. 9. X equals 9. Now remember, we're not done, but we're close to being done. Let's find measure of angle A. Up, here's A. Right, here's A. We got to take our 9 and we got to substitute them in for X. So 8 times 9 is 72, right? And 72 minus 1 is 71. So angle A equals 71 degrees. And usually you'll see an M here. Measure of angle A equals 71 degrees. Okay, so that is that right there. Hopefully you got it right. Okay, now, should I give you a tricky one? Let's do 2 more, and the last one will be kind of tricky. So we can go through 4 problems today. The first one was an example, and the other 3 will be kind of practice problems. Let me clear some space. I actually like the questions on the left more because they give me more room. But this guy right here, this guy's not giving me any room. These problems are kind of crunched together. Okay, let's do 3 together because 3 is really easy. Okay, so I want you to try 3 on your own. Press pause, do it. When you're done, press play, and then we'll go over it. But three's easy. Okay, so what are we doing with 3? We're adding up all 3 angles. All right, so we have 5x plus 5x plus 140 equals 180. Let's combine like terms. 5x and 5x is 10x, right? Plus 140 equals 180. Make sure you subtract that 140 from both sides, right? And we have 10x equals 40. Divide 10, divide 10, and it looks like x is 4. Okay, now what do we need to do? We got to take this guy and we got to plug him in wherever we see an A. So here's angle A. We got to plug him in right there for the x. So 5 times 4 is what? 20. So measure of angle A is 20 degrees. Simple, simple, simple. Okay? All right, let's do this last one. Let's do number 4. Let me erase. I love this eraser. There's like no eraser shavings or anything. It's just so clean. So clean. That's the only thing that's been cool about COVID is like being able to do a lot of this stuff digitally. And maybe this is kind of what I'll do next year, just because just having to deal with pens and all this other stuff, it's kind of annoying. And here I can just record my lessons. And if kids miss, if they're like, hey, I'm going on vacation, bing, bang, boom, like just look up my lesson, right? So next year this could be kind of a game changer for me. All right, let's go ahead and attack number 4. And this will be our last problem of the day. So number 4, and press pause. When you're done, press play, and we'll go over it. Alrighty, that fogged up my glasses right there. Okay, so the key to number 4 is that you write 90 degrees right here. Or you just know that it's 90 degrees. As long as you know that this right angle stands for 90 degrees, you're going to be fine. Okay, so let's go ahead and add everything up in here. We're going to say x plus 34 plus x plus 64 plus 90 equals 180. Remember, it always equals 180. Okay, now let's combine like terms. I've got my x, that's 2x. I've got 34, I've got 64, and I've got 90. I don't even know. I don't even want to use my brain right now, so I'm just going to do this. I'm going to say 34 plus 64 plus 90 equals 188. Okay, that makes my life a lot easier. Plus 188 equals, I could have done that in my head. I'm just letting you know, but I was being lazy. Okay, let's slide this guy over, subtract 188 from both sides. I think we get 2x equals negative 8. Divide 2, and x equals negative 4. Last step, find our a and substitute this guy in for x in our a angle. So negative 4 plus 34 is 30. Okay, so measure of angle A is 30 degrees. Boom, bam, thank you, ma'am. Okay, and there you have it, an 11-minute lesson. You've got, I think, 6 problems for homework, and we can call it a day.